Last time on Lawful Stupid.
Take it away, Shane.
Oh, I would love to. Last time on Lawful Stupid, Devin, met a scary wolf god demon, and it gave him magic powers. But adversely, Kristoff don't have no magic powers. And he's sad about it. Then he talks to people, and they say things that are meaningful and important, like our relationships with others. And then he jumps in a magic hole, and he sees a dragon!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wraps all that up.
I don't think there's any more details we need to talk about.
No, that's fine. I think we're good to go. Well, I guess I'll just roll us back into this, guys.
Yeah, we remember. Real good.
You'll roll us back into it?
Roll. Oh, that does remind me. I'm going to take my dice and put them in not a microphone position.
Take them out of the mic zone.
Take them out of the mic zone. Very much like the danger zone, but not nearly as dangerous.
More dice and less.
There's tons of danger in dice. Don't you discount the danger in dice.
You're right.
I remember that My Chemical Romance album. Danger Dice.
Me too.
Don't forget the danger in dice. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So, Kristoff is in the middle of a storm with these dark clouds, and in the distance he can see lightning strikes, visibly see them. And when you look up, there's a clearing, and you're standing on this almost luminescent white floor, if you could say floor, your eyes are having a hard time perceiving it. And standing in front of you is the rather large form of a dragon. A silver scaled dragon. What'd you do?
I greet him in Draconic. I bow a healthy level of respect and say, I am Kristoff Shindo.
Okay. And you hear the rumbling voice of the dragon respond with, "Of course you are. I would know my kind from anywhere."
I'm a little bit Draconic. I don't know if I would say I'm quite your kind. You're quite an imposing figure.
And he kind of arches his neck down towards you, so his face is real close to you, so that he's got this giant head. It's well bigger than your body, right? Because he's gargantuan in size, right? And he sniffs you, and you almost feel yourself pull forward a little bit, right? And he says, "A little bit of mine is plenty. What brings you to my domain?"
I believe I'm in the Arcane Torrent. I've come here because I've lost my ability to work magics.
And while you're looking down at your hands, when you look back up, the silver dragon's gone, and in front of you stands this small boy, probably about 10, and the boy's got silver eyes, right? There's no pupil, it's just glowing silver eyes, and they respond and say, "That's strange. What happened to your magic, Kristoff?"
I was in dire straits, and I utilized an artifact, the Golden Iris, to channel power from the Arcane Torrent itself, and I appear to have bitten off more than I could chew.
It sounds like you didn't respect it. Didn't respect what it can do.
I don't I wouldn't know about all that. I just needed aid. I needed more strength than I possessed, and so I reached for the most easily accessible font of strength.
Is that all the arcane torrent is to you? Strength?
Well, when I'm fighting for my life, it is its most predominant quality. Also mystery, also intrigue, also arcane delights. But also saving my bacon and my friends.
It doesn't sound like you know a lot about my domain, Kristoff. It sounds like you have a lot to learn.
You keep saying, are you in charge of the torrent? Is that what I'm to gather?
And so the little boy kind of walks around you and like in a circle, kind of eyeing you. And when the little boy like comes back around, it's a young girl about in her teens, and she's like fit, and she's got like these like this tape wrapped around her fist, and you can tell like she's definitely like a fighter, right? And you hear her say, "This is very much my domain. And I'm wondering how someone with no arcane energy about them stumbled their way here."
Painfully, I was given a portal by a man. I went through the portal, and then it was almost as if my very essence, my soul, my being were on fire from the inside out, and that wasn't great. So in an act of desperation, I quickly took this magical fruit that I found in the past, and I carved some arcane runes into it that I'd seen amplify magical powers, and then I ate it.
You know we don't like when you do that, right?
Who's we? What is that? And how much don't you like it?
I'm Andran. I'm the god of the arcane. The torrent is my domain. And when people don't respect it, well, they have to deal with me. Or, well, in your case, when you stumble into it. And I'm honestly impressed that you made it here. Though, I kind of expect that you would have made it here with less pain, being a child of mine and all.
When you say a child of yours, not like directly, like you mean like a child of the, like all your children in the arms of Andran.
Well, yes, you are not one of my spawn directly, but you definitely have my blood. And she like walks up and taps on your scales right beneath your eyes. And like you kind of blink, you know, because like somebody just tapped you in the face. And when you open your eyes, it's the little boy again. And he's kind of laughing. And he says, "I made you blink. But I have so much more planned for you than this. I've been waiting a long time for one of mine to pop up in your line."
Happy to help. Sorry to disappoint.
Well, the last one of you in your bloodline, well, that was 400 years ago. I've been waiting a long time. It's way more interesting when you, Shindos, when you have my blood in you. It always seems to rile everyone up.
Yes, they don't look favorably upon it. I have to ask, since we're here, we're being candid. You're a silver dragon, yes?
I am.
Silver dragons are beings of lawful goodity and also cold. And if what you're saying is true, that means some time ago, you and a tiefling were beings of fire and typically very evil. Must have,
And I think as you say that, they transform again, and it's the girl, and the girl says, not one of my finer moments, honestly. Not that I regret the actions. I was kind of rebellious back then. I was still pretty new to the whole, being thing when I did that. Being a divinity is, there's a lot to it.
Wait, just a moment. I've done some quick math in my head, and if what you're telling me is true, that means I'm half and I start to draw in the air in front of me, and I don't know if magic happens and makes it appear like chalk, but I sure do like to think it does.
No, not now. You don't have no arcane powers.
But I'm in the Taurian.
Yeah, I know. Use your imagination. It's great.
I use my imagination, which is the true magic in all of this.
True.
I'm 50% tiefling and 50% silver dragon and X% god? Are you saying I'm part god?
She laughs. No. You're not even 50% dragon, silly. Try. She kind of looks over you and you see her eyes glow a little bit. Maybe a solid 10%.
Okay, fair enough. 10% dragon, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're 50% dragon and you're 50% deity, that makes me 5% deity, right?
Listen, I don't do a whole lot of this whole family tree thing. I'm 100% a divinity and 100% a silver dragon. I don't make up the rules, Sinlor does. But that being said, yeah, there's something divine about you, but mostly because you're one of mine.
Most folks say my eyes.
I like your scales better personally, but to each their own. That being said, you can't stay here. Your scales will only sustain you for so long. And there's something jammed up inside you, Kristoff. That's why you can't use your magic.
Well, you've missed roughly 30 birthdays.
Are you saying I owe you a present?
I'm saying it wouldn't be frowned upon.
And,
you said you had big plans for me. I don't know if I can do them without magic.
The little boy reappears, and they say, I do love giving presents.
Yeah, I love giving them.
Okay. And the little boy pulls from his pocket half of a circular pendant. And
okay.
It's this blue, it's that arcane torrent blue that I described, that light blue. Mm-hmm. And as you're looking at him pull it out, and it's on the silver chain, you see that it's a half circle, and that circle forms a dragon almost. And then he pulls out another half of that circle, and he puts them together, and the two dragons kind of form the yin-yang symbol, but with dragons instead of just the standard symbol. And one half is silver, one half is blue. And he hands you the blue one.
I take it.
And he says, I want you to have something that you'll always think of me. I think Dad's not the right word, but maybe ancestor. I want you to have a gift, something to symbolize who you are, more than just those scales. 'Cause I'm sorry, I know they're more of a burden than they are a gift right now. But I promise, it'll all be worth it.
I thank you for this, and I will cherish it.
And he
You'll have half of it, and that'll be kind of neat.
And he like reaches out and puts the half out there and like kind of gestures like in a little boy way, like, let's put them together.
I do it.
And when you do that, the loudest pop rings out through your ears. And like you stumble backwards. And it's like this intense ringing, and you kind of see the world shaking before you, like the Arcane Torrent world. And as it's like shaking, the forest you were in like appears and then disappears, almost like you have double vision, like you're seeing the real world and Arcane Torrent that you're in at the same time. And you hear the little boy's voice say, just remember, you can't do everything alone. And then the world kind of like breaks. Your two visions, one being the tree, one being the forest in the real world, one being the Arcane Torrent world, they kind of slam together, and that screaming ringing pulls out of your ears, and you're in the middle of the forest, and Frost is standing like kind of before you, and you're holding that pendant, the whole pendant in your hand, and you can feel the juices flowing back through you, and you can see the torrent in a way that you've never seen it before. And you hear these like muffled, Kristoff, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm a dragon and a god.
You're what?
Who am I talking to? Can I
Frost.
see them now?
Yeah, it's Frost.
Frost, okay. I'm a dragon and a god, Frost.
He like steps backwards. No, how are you alive? If you say you're a dragon and a god again, that doesn't explain anything.
And I feel like just a wave of lethargy just washes over Kristoff, because while he was in the torrent, he was giddy, he was happy, so like childlike, with just this high of all this Arcane Torrent, which is like super cocaine to him. And now he's like kind of coming off of it, and he's kind of easing back in the real world. And he's I saw visions.
Of what?
Does the name Andran mean anything to you?
Yeah. Does it not mean anything to you?
Didn't a minute ago.
How can you not know of the god of the arcane domain? That seems really important for someone who can manipulate the torrent.
Let me ask you this, Frost. What was the name of your great grandfather?
Ulysses. I don't know. But why?
Then we're even.
What? You must be exhausted, because everything you're saying is not adding up.
Yeah, I've got this thing now.
And he like looks at it, and his eyes get real wide, and he's like,
Also, I'm pretty sure. Hold on a second. Let me just. I cast Ray of Frost at a nearby tree.
Okay. It successfully casts.
Yeah, I can certainly do magic again.
And in fact, when you cast it and like whatever, like it like comes out, and because you're like so soaked with the arcane torrent from like just being deep in it, it like shatters the tree and like goes through and then freezes the next one. And Frost is like, hey man, I don't think there's like, we need those trees. Like, everything okay? Looked like he didn't have a whole lot of control over what just happened.
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure and I cast Wall of Water.
Okay.
And I create a wall of water on the ground at a point that I can see within range.
Right.
You can create the wall up to 30 feet long. Actually, you know what? I'm going to create 2 walls of water because I'm going to use the twin spell ability of meta magic. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to twin this spell. So I'm going to make one like a circular gigantic wall of water, 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick around me, and then another one around that. And then I'm going to cast a lot of things. I'm going to cast Shape Water to slowly start to freeze it and make an ice fortress.
You freeze the ice around you and make an ice fortress.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm very good at magic now.
And Frost like steps through your ice. Mm-hmm. And like without breaking, he just like kind of slides through, and he like looks around, and he's standing like real close to you, and he says, well, you're better than when you went in. That's for certain. Yeah. But, and he looks at that pendant, and he says, we really need to get Findle's eyes on that.
I mean, he's not very much good to us right now, but I'll take your word for it.
And he like kind of waves the wand around and goes, you know how he gets when he sees special things. And he like flips his ice wand.
He's going to try to taste it, isn't he?
Probably. But usually he ends up saying something smart for a few seconds when he sees something important. Something rare. Like what you have there.
We can certainly find out. I think he's with my compatriots. I think he's with Rowan and Atlas.
Those poor souls. We should probably get back to them.
Yeah, we said earlier that he was part of the team, and I imagine that he's taking that pretty seriously.
And so you guys head back to the camp. While they're walking, while they're doing their adventure, that whole timeline's about 10-ish minutes. What are you boys doing, Rowan and Atlas, while
that was well over 10 minutes in real life time. You couldn't condense the text version of that into 10 minutes.
That's true. I could give you the actual runtime because I'm watching it.
I was also there when he went in.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I gave you my rapier, remember?
He did give me his rapier. I forgot completely.
Woods, though, after that, didn't you?
I don't remember. That was so long ago. But
I was pretty sure that you guys walked into like the woods, so he didn't like open up the portal around a bunch of people. But you did give him his rapier. I remember that, like, because that was like set around everybody, and then you walked off in the distance because he didn't want to just straight up open the arcane torrent in front of everyone.
That's right. He's like, he's a cow.
If not, it's just continuity error. Deal with it.
Yeah. We're perfect and never make mistakes.
Except for that one time. Except it wasn't a mistake.
Episode
we were just
9.
mistaken.
Oh, yeah, what you said. That's better. So what do you guys do in the 10 minutes of game time that's, or 10, 15 minutes of game time that they're gone?
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Okay.
He's sleeping.
So
he's about 20 minutes into his long rest, so we got a long
I've like exiled myself from like 2 or 3 episodes.
7 hours, 40 minutes.
Yep. There you go. Just snoring. All right, so you get to choose. What do you want to do, Rowan? Do you want to do anything? Do you want to sleep? You can do whatever you want.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I would just be very pleased with myself about the spectacle that I did of healing a whole bunch of people.
Oh, that's true.
In the name of Win.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Sure. Was very
maybe you're walking around like kissing babies.
Just like walking around like, you good? You feel good?
I'll be your new mayor, everyone.
He still owes me.
Win has saved you all through me.
That motherfucker still owes me station.
Yeah,
we haven't forgotten.
All right, so you, Frost, and Kristoff return to the camp to Rowan, who I imagine is like, no, it's no big deal. I'm really happy to do it whenever you need it. Just not too soon. It's been a minute. But I mean, you do you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rowan.
Kristoff!
I lived.
You did live. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. Here, this was very helpful. Thank you. And I hand him his rapier back.
Thank you.
Shing.
What'd you do with it? Did you stab a thing?
It was there for moral support. It felt like so much a part of me that I forgot it was there.
I do that all the time.
And you used it to carve into the fruit.
It saved my life.
Oh, did it?
It did.
Good, I'm glad you had it on you then.
Thank you for lending it to me so that I can still be alive. Hey, where's Atlas?
Atlas is taking a nap. He's a sleepy boy.
That's a good
I got him all.
Where's
He's
Finn?
all burritoed.
Oh, you swaddled him?
He deserves a good rest. It's been a rough day.
Where's Findle?
A survey for Findle.
Yeah, you know that he's in the cave. You saw him walk into the cave.
He's in the cave, according to my conscience.
Okay, very good. I do have to talk to him about some things, particularly, and then I cast the Whisper cantrip, and I cast it at my dear friend Rowan so that he can just hear me inside of his mind's ear, because I'm totally a fucking dragon and a god now.
Really? Now?
That's all you get to say.
Nice.
Well, I'm not whispering, I'm just talking out loud. There's no magic in this.
Really? Now? Yeah.
I was shaking my head softly. Gesturing wildly to Frost.
Who, looks very aware of what's going on to some degree. So you guys go into the cave and find Findle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys walk into the cave and Frost is, following, and you see Atlas, passed out against the wall, sleeping. And when you see Atlas, you also see Findle, who's, sitting on a stool, on his feet, crouched, hovering over Atlas. And he's got, a sheet of paper, some scrolls, and, a quill, and he's, scribbling things, just watching him, wildly.
Are you drawing him like one of your elf maidens?
And he, turns to you, and he's nothing!
That wakes me up.
Oh, hi, Atlas! And he, shoves all those papers in his robes.
That's such a good drawing. I didn't even know that he had a heart-shaped necklace.
What is going on here?
Nothing. How was your rest? And he, backs up and, tries to be as unassuming as possible.
I rub my eyes and,
Is he holding a textbook over his lap?
Does he have, a backpack?
Yes. Absolutely.
Is that a scroll, or you're just happy to see me?
He's can't it be both?
How long have I been out for? What, 10 minutes?
Not so long, about 20 minutes.
Seems perfect. That seems about right for the boys here.
That's exactly how much sleep we need to sustain ourselves for a month.
Yes, it was so impressive. Oh, Kristoff, you're back. Oh, things seem better with you.
Yeah, they are. It's good. Good to be back. Good to just be back! And I stretch, just 2 rays of frost just come blasting out of my hands.
You should be careful.
Bless you? I think I don't...
You're kind of acting like me. That's something I would do.
I'm very magical right now, and I don't really know how to handle it. I'm just kind of fussing with myself.
As you wipe your hands and stuff like that, little bitty tiny rays of frost are spraying off because you're having trouble with the arcane torrent just spilling out.
Yes.
Oh, you're kind of all jazzed up on the torrent, huh?
Yeah, I was just there.
We should bottle that.
You should.
And at this point, I would like to cast Identify. I have all the spells now. I would like to cast Identify on Findle's Gauntlet.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do the mechanics first before I just do things. Why don't you read me that spell?
I would love to.
Just for the listeners and for
Identify
us.
says, "Tell me what that fucking gauntlet is."
Tell me what the fuck it is. I want to identify it. D&D Beyond at Lowe's.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor yet.
All right, so continuity note: Gauntlet not in play right now, but the Piper, the silver dragonling, is on his shoulder, totally hanging out.
Oh, well, never mind. And that's the reason why I say never mind. Not because I can't cast that spell. Definitely not for that reason.
Oh, definitely not for that reason.
It's because it's not an item, so I can't identify it. It's because it's Piper.
I mean, still an item. I would still classify it as an item. 100%.
But Kristoff wouldn't, so
yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not casting Identify. Not because sorcerers can't cast that spell.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not only do I not know the spell, but also sorcerers can't use it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Confirmed. All right. Well, that was a good learning experience for everybody in the podcast.
I cannot cast Identify.
I'm so new to my magic. Yeah, it's fun. I just came back from the torrent. Is what I said before I said dumb things.
That's impressive. Not a lot of people come back all in one piece.
Hello, Lawful Stupid listeners. You've stumbled into a very special time in the episode. We want to first thank you for taking the time to listen to us each week. We do this because, well, we love to do it. But if we're honest, we also want you to love us. We also want to thank all of our amazing patrons that support us monthly. You have no idea what it means for you to go a step further and give us your hard-earned monies to make our podcast better. And we have several options for those of you who want to take that leap into being a patron, because we think it's important that you get good stuff for giving us your monies. We revamped our reward system and think we have some great stuff to offer you. And rewards show up in the form of handwritten notes with awesome fantasy coins that our very own Rowan has put together. We also have things like posters of characters we love you could get, NPCs that you can create that show up in our stories, also items that you can create that will show up in the stories. We like to do Q&A sessions each month for our patrons, and any extra content that we can throw at you is really good. One of our favorite things we've done recently is the one-offs with our $20 patrons that allow you to actually interact with the characters from the Lawful Stupid realm. Those show up in the form of extra content and even live listening that we do with people in our Discord. So those are just some of the things that we have to offer, and we hope that you, if you're willing to, give us some extra money and support the podcast. We would love you. And even if you don't, we still love you. But if you do want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/Lawful Stupid Podcast and follow the links to donate. We thank you for your time and hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Hey there, Lawful Stupid listeners. I want to take this break to present a great book to you from the Audible Library. It's the Raven Shadow series, and book 1 is the one I want to pitch to you today. It's called Bloodsong. The book series is written by Anthony Ryan and is narrated by Stephen Brand, who does a really fantastic job. The synopsis of the story is this. Valen Alsorna is an only child of 10 when his father left him at the Iron Gate of the Sixth Order. The brothers of the Sixth Order are devoted to battle, and Valen will be trained and hardened to the austere, celibate, and dangerous life of a warrior of the faith. He has no family now save the Order. Valen's father, Kralik Alsorna, was battlelord to King Janus, who is ruler of the unified realm. Valen's rage at being deprived of his birthright and dropped at the doorstep of the Sixth Order like a foundling knows no bounds. He cherishes the memory of his mother, and what he will become to learn of her at the Order will confound him. His father, too, has motives that Valen will come to understand. But one truth overpowers all the rest. Valen Alsorna is destined for a future he has yet to comprehend. A future that will alter not only the realm, but the entire world. Ooh, gives me chills just hearing it. I'm a fan of this book. I know that Shainsaw, who plays Kristoff on our show, is also a fan of this book. And I've turned on several others to this book who said they couldn't put it down. And I even went out and bought the second book. I myself am in the middle of the second book as well, and would encourage you to go check this out. Again, you can get this through Audible. You'd be crazy not to go ahead, stop the podcast right now. You can always come back to us. We know you love us. Get this downloaded, and then come back and see us. We'd also love to know what you think about the book as well. And that you can do that by messaging us at theboys@lawfulstupid.org, or just hitting us up on Instagram or Twitter and letting us know what you thought. But now I'll let you get back to the show and hope you enjoy it.
I actually came back with souvenirs. I'm supposed to process that I should show this to you. And on my neck, I kind of just hold up the pendant.
And almost comically, like in a cartoon where somebody like scrambles over every item possible to get to that, like he like scrambles over chairs and tents and like knocking things over on all fours and like gets right up in your face and like looks at it. Ooh.
Yeah, let me just check something real quick. Yeah, confirmed on my character sheet. As he approaches me, I cast shield.
And like he like bumps into it, like puts his face like flat.
Like a kid watching a fish tank. The arcane torrent, the eye of the storm. You're not allowed to touch it.
And he like taps the shield and it kind of like dissipates. Fair. And he like steps backwards. I haven't seen that in a while. I thought it was lost. You can give it back now.
To the giant dragon I got it from?
Oh no, that's not Andran's. That's mine, for sure.
You know what? I don't do this very often, but I'm gonna roll an insight check.
What are you trying to insight? What are you trying to... Before you
I'm
just like
to,
roll, like tell me what you're trying to figure out. And
I'm trying to decide if he's being honest. Is it his?
Or
is he
roll
lying
an
'cause he
insight
wants
check.
it?
No, okay, good. I was trying to figure out what you wanted before you just rolled an insight, right?
Yeah, to contest a deception. That's a 14.
Okay, so with a 14, and you can kind of see like that he's a little loopy. You definitely see that like there's some like he like thinks it's his, but you can't figure out why. Like he doesn't like. I think that's all I'm gonna give you. Like,
yeah.
You think he thinks it's his, right?
Findle, if this is truly yours, can you tell me how you came upon owning it?
But owning is a strong word, per se.
Possessing it?
I pretty much just claim everything that came from the dark times. You know, arcane war stuff, nothing important. Don't you worry, a pretty little head. Just give that back to Papa.
I'm not going to, Findle.
Please?
I just don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like it's not good. I feel like I need it.
Maybe just...
It was a gift.
Maybe just let me touch it. Maybe just let me see it.
I'm gonna let you touch it, but it's gonna stay on my neck.
Okay, I'll be gentle. And he like...
And only be...
Go ahead.
And only because I know that sometimes, like that time you held the iris, sometimes it makes you talk sense words.
Oh, I don't need sense words. And he like puts his hands on it. And you hear, you kind of see that reflection. And he says, interesting. Where did you say you got this again from, Kristoff?
Yes, I'm going to speak to you as rapidly as I can. Well, it still makes sense. I got it from Andran. I was inside the heart of the arcane torrent. I went there because I lost my magic. Andran said that he was one of my ancestors, that I am descended from him, so I am both a deity as well as a dragon, as well as a tiefling, as well as a prince. He gave me this...
Calm down, it's fine. We have a minute. It's easier to hold it after being in control for a little while. It's gonna be fine. What happened?
I went to the arcane torrent because I lost my magic after that ultimate final techniku copper coffinu, and I broke my magic and I couldn't do anything, and Frost said it would probably kill me, but I don't think I need to explain to you, Frindle, that a life without magic is not a life worth living. So I took the plunge into the heart of the storm. I met Andran, the large silver dragon you've probably met. You being a large silver dragon yourself sometimes also.
And Findle steps back and he says, I haven't seen that in a long time, and I honestly thought it was lost. But
it was in the heart of the arcane torrent, to be fair. That's pretty much as lost as you can get.
No, that's not good at all. Okay, well, he must have given it to you for a reason.
Well, because he's my grandpa.
My grandpa.
I hate the divinities. They're just as worse, just as bad as the absolutes. Okay, yeah, alright, so your grandpa, and he, like, does, like, finger quotes.
Grandpa.
Grumpy.
Grandpapa.
Okay, well, so that right there is a symbol of Andran. That's often used to show him and his domain and who he is. What you're holding is the heart of Andran. Not his literal heart. That's
good.
That's just what it's called. But all right, listen. Look, we talk about artifacts and we talk about how powerful they are and how they can corrupt, and there's honestly not a lot of them around. So, look, that's not an artifact, but it's really, really, really powerful. So it's a 2-piece necklace, essentially, and you can give it to another person that you care about and you want to protect, and it will forever bind your fates.
Hand out.
So you're saying it's some sort of papau fruit?
Well, I don't know what that is, but listen.
Oh, that's right. You never played Kingdom Hearts.
So
Never mind. I'm sorry, Dwayne.
I fucking know what that was. I was trying to just play through the fucking podcast. Like,
sorry. Go ahead. Act like I didn't say it. We can edit it out.
I'm not. This is all in. Dwayne has played through that much of the Kingdom Hearts because it's the fucking opener. So he says, so you can give that, you can break it apart into 2 pieces, and you can give that other piece to someone you love and care about, or, like I said, it'll bind your fate. It's a really powerful item.
But will it stop giving me these super magic powers?
No. That has nothing to do with anything the amulet does. It's not what's giving your power. When you got all jammed up, man, you did too much. You need to learn to control it. That's also why you can't control what you're doing now, and it's really important that you really pay attention to how you're using the Arcane Torrent. It's not a toy. It's definitely something that everybody just kind of misused, and you kind of like see him starting to shake. Listen, I don't have a whole lot of time, but listen, the Heart of Andran is a very, very powerful object, and if you give the other half to someone you trust and you don't have any problems with trusting them, it can make you one of the most powerful duos in the world. But I just really need you to make sure whoever you give it to you trust, because if you know any one thing, it's okay. Listen, don't you worry, just give it to me. I'll take care. No burden for you, Kristoff. Don't worry about it. He's like his fingers are like kind of like dancing in the air looking for it. Yes, I'll take that.
I think that I'll just wave dismissively at him, and maybe some snow comes out of my hand.
Okay. Just saying, when you're done with it, it's mine. So when you're done, I'll have it back. I'll let you borrow it.
Thank you, Fent.
You're welcome. Oh, Frost. How are you doing?
How fucking... I'm not gonna do it. But I just thought, like, how bonkers would it have been as well. Finish saying, like, there's no one I trust more than you, and just immediately snapped it in half and gave it back to Findle. Of course I trust no one more than you, Findle. Here. Cured him of his madness.
That would be great. And Frost says, I don't want to be a part of any of this anymore.
You're the one who told me to go.
No, great. Yeah, you got your answers. I need to go report to the stewards. Oh, teacher's pet.
One more thing before you go, Frost. Thank you.
And Frost
Eternally grateful.
Frost looks at you and says, "Yeah, I'm happy I could help. Honestly, listen, you're a part of my clan. You're a part of my guild. You're happy to help." And he kind of like turns and starts walking off.
That being said, I'm leaving your guild. Bye.
And you hear him mutter under his breath, "A fucking course."
Thanks for the memories.
And he walks out. What do you guys... Kristoff, what do you want to do?
Not say any more words. I've been saying words the whole time. I don't want to say any more of them. Alex, Devin, say words.
I thought that
I'm
taking
good.
a nap was a thing, but apparently even just a moment's peace is interrupted by Findle's shenanigans, and you're running off and getting spells and glue. I didn't even know you lost your magic, but apparently that's a thing. Rowan, would you do me a favor and play your lute, but play it softly, don't, and just get this sweet orc back. I'm just so tired. I got a lot going on upstairs, and I just need a little rest.
You got it, buddy.
And I like to imagine that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I have this picture in my head that like Atlas like sits back down, and I think you take the red cape and like take it off and like cover yourself with it against the wall. And please correct me if I'm wrong at any point. And Rowan sits down like on a stump, and he like pulls out a lute of wind and he's playing it. And Kristoff sits near Atlas, but kind of in his own chair, and he's kind of like nodding off, admiring the amulet.
I'm absolutely casting levitate and sleeping in my float pillow, my float throne.
Also doing that. How about that instead of
Why
that?
don't you just cast Tiny Hut and sleep in your pillow dimension?
He can't do Tiny Hut. I don't think sorcerers.
I mean, I can.
Can sorcerers do Tiny Hut?
I think so.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a very much wizard thing.
It does sound very wizardy. Let me check. Go on. Keep talking.
Bard, wizard. Yeah, definitely not a sorcerer.
Rowan, what song do you sing?
I don't know. You would always have to ask me the shit when I don't have my songs up.
So you had a bad day.
No, you know what? I'm gonna sing The Parting Glass.
How's that go?
How's that go?
It's about them, in a parting glass.
Just a little bit.
Can you just like...
Just like 8 to 24 bars would be great.
8 to 24 bars, no.
I would accept 3 bars.
I will not.
I would accept 1.5 bars, because I don't actually know what the measurement of a bar is.
Well, it depends on the size of the bar.
It's very important.
What if we bar none?
Oh.
What if we no holds bar?
Look, that's in your own campaign. I'm not bringing the no holds barred back into this right now.
You're right.
And I think that's where we end the episode. With the boy sleeping, and the very watchful and protective mother Rowan figure, like playing them to sleep, singing them a lullaby to sleep.
I mean, technically, I don't even have. I trance for 4 hours. I just have to be relaxing for 8, so I can play them to sleep and play them awake. Like Carry On My Wayward Son or whatever.
I do feel like that's probably true, right? I feel like as an elf who only trances and like a very accomplished and practiced bard, that he can probably play like a simple song in his sleep.
I love that idea. I love that he's just like meditating and then playing the lute at the same time. We'll say that's canon. You can totally meditate and play the lute.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. What if it fucking activates while I'm asleep and then I just
You'll never
wake
know.
up?
Even
You have to bring
better.
a spinny top to make sure you know it's real.
You like wake out of your trance in a vision in the middle of a vision.
What layer am I in?
Inception!
Spin.
Spin the top, spin the top.
You know what? I'm just going back to sleep. Fuck it.
It'll figure itself out.
If I just kill myself, I'll go to the next layer.
But what if it's the layer where you kill yourself and you really did?
That's why we spin the top every time. Spin the loot. Spin the loot.
Spin the bottle. Spin the bottle. Wait a second.
That's you. So this was a very Kristoff heavy episode. Sorry, it wasn't intended to be that way. It just kind of
You're welcome.
Jesus. Well,
I'm a dragon.
We're just
and
gonna
a
end the
god.
podcast. Everybody gets all this Kristoff. He has hit maximum ego.
I'm not allowed to be in the next 3 episodes
Yeah.
in my contract.
Yep, it's true. He has spoken enough lines for 3 episodes worth. So, but yeah, man, it's we have some really cool things in the works, and I'm super excited to tease them and not share any real details with you guys. But we know you're gonna love it.
I want to. I already know, and I still want to know now.
That's true.
I already forgot, but I want to know.
While I roll for humanity, Devin, you want to pull up that newest
Oh,
iTunes
dude,
review?
I'm super excited because I was not aware that we had one, but yeah, I'll pull that up right now.
Until right this second.
It's
Yeah,
not a long one. Go nuts.
it's not. It's just not an important one, but yeah,
What month does this episode come out in?
we do this
October
every
for
time. And
It's gotta be October,
this
right?
episode will air October 7th because this is episode 40.
All right, so here it is. It's, short, sweet, to the point. Title: Fun. Content: Love the voice work. Characters are really fun. Period. That's it. That's
Nails
from
it.
I love
Pretty
it.
good.
Delay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And has a name like us. Love it.
That was on.
I have reviewed the Patreon charity votes, and the charity of the month of October is...
Wait.
I thought you were gonna do drum rolls.
Oh.
Yeah. It's one book, or sorry, first book. It's first book. I fucked it up.
damn it.
It's about... Sorry, first book, for saying the first thing I said about you was, oh fuck, I messed it up. I did a bad job. So what's first book do, right? So first book gives books to kids in need that very well may be their first ever book. And kids need books. Without access to books and resources, kids in need, who now account for more than half of U.S. public school students, start school behind their peers and often never catch up. And it's just this vicious cycle. And first book combats that. And it's a worthwhile cause. So you should definitely consider doing Roll for Humanity at your own table, at your own games, and rolling a d20 like I am doing right now. And then you get a 13. You get a 13, and then you give that to first book, and they're like, thank you. Then you deduct it from your taxes if you want.
$13? Is that even worth it?
Yeah. If you continuously
Yes.
get
Yeah,
it.
it's as if when you do it every single game, Roll for Humanity. Hashtag Roll for Humanity.
Every penny counts.
Hashtag HR block.
Get out of here.
That's a book.
Yeah.
That's like, in fact, at wholesale prices, which they probably get, that's like that's like 3 to 4 books for kids that, like, it could be their first book. Devin, can you imagine that? The first book you ever had.
He meant for taxes, not for the charity, right? He meant, does that count for the taxes? Like, is it even worth it?
Yeah, because I do
I
this
hope that everyone out there did not.
Wait.
The fact that Dwayne has to explain that I was talking about taxes and not like giving kids their first book is a
Shane's
problem.
like, listen, $13 could buy a book, okay?
Not everyone's like, we hate that.
How many Harry
Devin
Potters
guy.
is
Didn't want
that?
to give books to
Give me a
kids.
direct.
You don't want to give books to children.
I want a direct value of how many $13, how many Harry Potters,
Half of
is that?
one.
How many Sorcerer's Stones, how many
Depends.
Goblets of Fire.
Listen, I could probably pull it up on Amazon right now and find a used copy for like $4.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know. Look, $4 Prime Video. That's not even the book. If the video is $4, the book is even less. That's all I'm saying.
God, the society we live in.
That is
Anyway.
society.
First book might help that.
Yeah, look at 73 cents, new and used. Probably buy 13 of those.
Dang.
Yep. Nailed
13
it.
kids just read Harry Potter.
That's true.
And even more could if you just be cool and just roll for humanity and give them your money.
Nice.
Confirmed. Also do that. Well, yeah, man. We honestly we have a real good time in the Discord, and if you're not in there, you're missing out.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah.
It's confirmed. So, Stan, get in the Discord right now. Click that
Carly,
link.
get in.
Chris.
Tobias.
Charity.
Tobias, if you don't get in this Discord right now, I'm coming for you, dog. You wake up and I'll be there like Findle. Nothing. That's my favorite. It's my favorite Dwayne moment of all time. Just beautiful. Anyway, thanks so much for listening.
Boys, you ready to play them out?
Yeah, sing my song.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. 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 Bye.